All right, here we go. Another look in the scripture. It says, I'm going to take you to John 8:44. John 8:44 says, chapter 8, verse 44, it says, Ye are of your father the devil. The lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there was no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is the father of it. Now, before he is a liar and the father of it. Now, just looking at this passage alone, you got to figure, who is he talking to? He's talking to the Pharisees and the Sadducees. And you got to ask yourself, who are the Pharisees and the Sadducees? Those who were in power and in rule. If people understood the story, they would see that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were all young people who taught Gentiles the language of the Chaldeans. And from the Chaldeans, they taught them of their beliefs and understandings to where they finally took over. Now look in the Old Testament. Where have you ever seen anything talked about Pharisees and Sadducees? No. And if you even go even further, where at in the book of in the Bible do you hear them talk about calling people Jews? You've never heard the word Jews till you get to the book of Esther. Around the book of Esther, that's when they're talking about in the land. She got Hadassah. She got with the king. She became, the woman next to the king. And then the people talked about they wanted to kill the Jews. And then it says that, she finally talked to the king, and the king gave them permission to kill those who wanted to kill her people, which were called the Jews at that time. And then it says, and from that point, people in the land became Jews for the fear of the Jews. This sounds like the beginning of the invasion of turning the way of life into a religion. Because people could just take an oath and all of a sudden become one of the tribes of Israel or of the blood of Israel or become Hebraic just by an oath. People are reading, but they're not yet taking time to understand. It's just like when Jesus met the woman at the well. He says, you, being a Jew, have nothing to do with me, which are Samaritan, and you ask me of water? And Jesus says, if you know who I am, you would get, I'll give you water, you thirst no more, or whatever. You know the story, though. But the woman admits, she says, are you trying to tell me you greater than our Father who gave us this well? The Father that gave us this well. Now you ask, who was the Father that gave us this well? That was the extra portion given to, I believe, Joseph or one of his children, on behalf of Joseph when they were going into the land for conquest and taking their land. That well was given to them. So therefore, that makes them women one of the tribe of Joseph, Ephraim, or Manasseh. One of his, something from the bloodline of Joseph. So therefore, that means that Jesus being from Judah or the tribe of Judah, meaning that somewhere, somehow, they got mixed up in understanding, not knowing that they both are from the root of the 12 tribes. But see how the government had found a way to make them think that they were different? Called her a Samaritan and him a Jew. Look it up. Jews were the people who were from Jerusalem. That's when King Nebuchadnezzar and King Darius and all of them came in, and they just called the people who inherited the land Jews. People who inherited Samaria called Samaritans. And it's just like the 83rd Psalm says. It's trying, he said, people are trying, or he said, a confederate of people have come together and joined together to make a name of Israel being no longer in remembrance. So what did they do? They renamed them. They even thought they were different. That's how quick and how fast prophecy. How the 83rd Psalm want to tell you that they're going to make the 12 tribes disappear. You don't hear nobody calling himself from the tribe of Judah, from the tribe of Reuben, from the tribe of Joseph, from the tribe of Manasseh, a Ephraimite, a Benjamite. God prophecy is being fulfilled daily